How's it going, everyone? Sweet Daddy Brown here, and today we're going to be checking out Techwars Online 2 by Argus Game. It is a mecha MMO that came out March 23rd, and it's a top-down mecha game where you fight for points on the map. Since the more points you have, the slower your points tick down. Whoever goes down to 0 first loses. So you basically gotta hold the majority of the points for the majority of the time, and you're good. The game features two factions, the Dominion and the Kato. One's the Russians, the other one's the US. And each of their mechs are divided into different categories. Like you have your Scout mechs, your Technic mechs, which I believe are supports. Scouts are good for captain flags, but they don't have that much firepower. The Assaults is the ones that are kind of tanky, but I think they're mostly used for damage dealing. Destroyers are kind of like snipers that have good weaponry that's good for long range. And Titan's actually not available for purchase at the moment. So yeah, those are the current classes we have right now. And each machine features different attributes. Like one might have more health than the other ones, or speed, and the size, damage per seconds. So for now you only have one vehicle per class. Actually, the Assault has two per faction, like 2 Assault mechs per faction, so 4 in total. Technic class has 1 per class, and Scout has 2 as well per faction, so 4 in total. The game, I forgot to mention, is also in early access, so they'll probably be adding more to it. Like if you check in their news section on their Steam page, they do have frequent updates. The last one was on July 17th. The one before that was on July 6th, and it seems that they're not letting this game, it seems they're keeping this game well maintained and adding new things. So right now I should be showing some footage of the gameplay itself. It doesn't really, graphically it's not that good in the graphics department. It looks like something out of around early 2000s. It is a top-down game, but still, it's quite basic. The UI and the graphics in general. Looking at that and the combat's alright, but for the price tag this game has, which is $11.99 USD, it does feel a bit pricey. Like this type of game, you would expect it to be either in the $5 range or free to play. Free to play would most likely benefit it more since it is an online game. There is no offline for it. So if this game were to have a low population, like some indie games that aren't really lucky to have trouble gaining a population, like at first they'll have a good amount of players, but then slowly it just dies out. Even with AAA games like Battleborn, let's say for example, it had a good population at the beginning. It wasn't spectacular, but eventually it died out. Same with Evolve. So that is a bit worrying, especially since it's $12. Like, I'm just giving my opinion here. When I look at this game and I see the price tag, I wouldn't be like, oh, I want to buy that game. I'd be like, $12 for that game? Well, looks like it's better for free to play. Played a few matches and it wasn't bad. People are competent. They know what points to go for, what points to defend. But as usual, like I said, population is the thing that you gotta worry about most. Because if people stop playing this game, then no matter how decent the gameplay is, won't be able to play the game. And this does not look like one of those games that would attract a lot of attention. It's a promising game. The problem is that it feels a bit cheap, a bit clunky is what I'm trying to say. As you can see, you have different weapons you can use. Your main weapon, at least for the Scout, is some sort of machine gun cannon. The secondary weapon is a laser. You have on the bottom left some abilities, let's say. The one for the Scout, or at least the one I'm using, top left, is it increases the damage of your laser for about 4 seconds. The bottom left ability is an airstrike that does a bunch of damage to your enemies but has a huge cooldown. And the bottom right is a sort of harpoon that grabs your enemies and keeps them still for you to just mow down, demolish for a bit. All in all, it is promising. It's just that I wish it wouldn't look like something out of the early 2000s, you know? And that's pretty much what a lot of people look at when they're buying a game, unless it was free to play. But that, like I said, it's not a free to play game. It's $12 basically. It's not in the under $10. So when you have someone look at the graphics and then look at the price tags, they're immediately going to be turned off, at least your average consumer. And that's probably going to be the problem with this game. It looks promising, but it also, like, if you don't play the game itself, they should have a demo for it so people can try it out, because the gameplay's alright, but it doesn't look like something the average consumer would be eager to buy, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, those are just my 2 cents on the game. It's a decent game, nothing special though, but nothing, I wouldn't say it's a terrible game or a bad game. It's alright. And as you saw there, I got a win. Not bad for my first match. I did alright. And this is the after game screen. The minions are the Russians, Kato were the enemy, which were the Americans. I did alright. 6 kills, 3 flag captures, a bit of experience. So you can see the after game screen is also a bit basic, so that's something they gotta fix as well. And I didn't mention it, but there is a profile tab that's grayed out, so I'm assuming they're adding that soon. And there's also workshop. I'm not sure if that's for Steam Workshop or if that's just some sort of area to customize your robots, your mechs. So yeah, that's it for Techwars Online 2. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.